I'm just talking about basketball analysts out there who praise Kawhi Leonard so much. I'm sick of y'all. I'm really sick of y'all. This is the worst superstar. Now, the word superstar is applicable here because he is a superstar when healthy. This is the worst superstar. I can make a case this is the worst superstar in the history of sports. 68 games this past year, and then again he wasn't available to play. Do you know that Kawhi Leonard hasn't been available for 15 of the last 19 Clippers playoff games? Some way, no matter what his lack of availability is, don't you notice how that's never the issue? Come negotiating time, right around the time it's time to negotiate, the brother available. No effort to promote the game, to promote his team, to promote the NBA brand.
We all got something to get off our chest. You know, this clown of a man right here said some BS. You know, before Malachi blows his steam off, Caleb, talk to us real quick.
I think Stephen A. Smith, he's living in the mind of his own delusion, man. I don't know what he's talking about. I understand his point though. His point is, you know, Kawhi Leonard is remarkable, which kind of goes into the top 25 list that we did, kinda, because there was a little bit about that where it was like, you know, marketability. What was the one thing called? It was like when my nephew buys shoes.
Your nephew buy their shoes.
Yeah, buy their shoes.
Gets people going.
So yeah, it gets people going. So I understand his point. He's wrong, but I understand his point. That's kind of all I got. I just pass it back to y'all. I ain't got much to say about the matter.
Yeah, when he said that, I mean, we all know that Kawhi Leonard's been a quiet person like his whole career. Like, you want him to step out of his zone just because he got a shoe deal? I mean, I'm pretty sure that anybody that made a deal with him, they already know how he is as a person. They know they're getting that from him. So what's the point of forcing him out of his comfort zone if he doesn't want to do it? And for somebody, and like he said about when he's injured, he'll give you 38 and then walk off the court. No look on his face or nothing. But then next day, he's injured. Well, like I said, we all been calling him a robot for like his whole career because he doesn't show his emotions. So you can't.
Folks are calling him a Terminator back in like 2020.
So I mean, I'm trying to figure out where the backlash is and why he has to get all this hate, and now he's the worst superstar in NBA history just because he doesn't show emotion. Like, brother, what are we talking about?
I'm trying to think when people started saying this. I think they started saying this like it really wasn't 2018 because I mean people was like, why is Kawhi Leonard not playing? I mean, you know, Skip Bayless getting on there talking about what's his name? Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis. But people really started to talk about this, I would say, when he got injured during the 2021 playoffs against Utah, and then he like missed like most of the season the next year. That's when people started getting on his tail about load management. I think, in my opinion. Now I could be wrong, but because people have like always been talking about this since close like 2018. But I think that's where it kind of went out of control, and I think that's where Stephen A. kind of got a little. I wouldn't say pushed back, but like he got a little irritated about Kawhi Leonard's actions, which I don't think was that wrong. You know, if you're not, you know, I think Kawhi Leonard's that type. You know, if he's not 100 at all, he's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You don't want to throw yourself out there. You're not 100, then you get hurt again, and now you're out even more extended time than you would have been had you just been sitting out. And with the whole you getting paid thing as a superstar, I mean, you know your worth and you know your value, so you just want him to not sit there and get the bag that he's supposed to be getting with his talents? Because I mean, all these organizations know what they're getting in Kawhi Leonard, and they know he's probably gonna come with some load management game, but they know that they're still gonna get that top defensive player, that scorer. So is he not supposed to get his worth just because he's gonna be unavailable from time to time? Hey man, I know you got some steam to blow up. Go ahead, man.
All right. So in this video, Stephen A. Smith, he made 3 points for, I guess these are his definitions for why he considers Kawhi Leonard the worst superstar in sports, like not basketball, in sports. The money you get paid, availability, how you conduct yourself knowing you're unavailable. First of all, Caleb made a point about like where this all started. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. This really started when this dude decided not to go to the Los Angeles Lakers and go to the Los Angeles Clippers. Because prior to this, the only person that was really coming for Kawhi Leonard because of his load management was Skip Bayless. And we know why he was doing that. He started off as a Kawhi fan because he's a Spurs fan, and when he left, he felt betrayed. How you feel betrayed because another grown man decided to leave a situation, something I can't really get with. But that was his animosity. If you watch Stephen A. Smith, he is a Los Angeles fanatic, fanboy. All he does is talk about LA, like that's all he cares about. So and the Lakers, I mean, he has ties with Jeannie Buss and Kobe Bryant and those types of people. So I get all of that. But kind of the brother Pockets.
Watching.
I mentioned this on last week. I am sick and tired of these media personalities pocket watching these athletes. So like Jalen said, because the man is hurt, which it's been documented, he has an arthritic knee condition. That, like, anytime, if you see Kawhi Leonard drop 38 in the game and the next game he doesn't play, and you see on the injury report it's because of a knee, he has an arthritic knee condition. Like, that is documented. Like, that's not even something to discuss. And Stephen A. even mentioned, oh, we know that all his injuries are legitimate. If all his injuries are legitimate, then why do you have a problem with Kawhi Leonard? You know why he's not playing. Because it seems like you really don't think that his injuries are legitimate. You're really trying to question the brother's manhood. And I don't like that, because it's clear that these guys are like, they're really coming at Kawhi Leonard because they have a gripe against his personality. And I don't really like that, because people can't help being introverted. That's like my biggest thing. You are who you are. And I know you talk about who's marketable and who's not marketable. Just because you're quiet doesn't mean you're unmarketable. You can market around Kawhi Leonard. Like we talk about him being a robot, him being a cyborg, being a Terminator. You can market that. Like these guys that have these marketing degrees and make all of this money, they can market Kawhi Leonard. You can market anything. He's a star NBA player. He has a nice shoe. If you are a star, you can be marketed. It's not hard. You just have to have the right people to market you. And he's doing well. He's continuing to put out shoes. He is the face of New Balance. So clearly he is marketing. I heard Stephen A. Smith mention another thing about he does nothing to market, to bring awareness to the sport. Who does? Who is out there saying, hey, you know, come and watch the NBA? You don't have to do that. The NBA is marketing itself on its own. That would make more sense if he was talking about the WNBA like prior years. Yeah, those ladies, they need to kind of market the sport because it's not getting any attention. Kawhi Leonard doesn't have to market the NBA or the Los Angeles Clippers. They're running on autopilot. Like if the team does well, people are gonna buy the jerseys. They're gonna come to the games. Kawhi Leonard doesn't like. What does he want them to do? He wants them to be like Jerry West and those guys were back in the '60s, where they had to travel in like an RV, and they had like the basketball hoop on the back of the RV, and they were doing layup lines. You don't have to do that anymore. So I just feel like he's just really coming at the man personality. And Stephen A. Smith, he really is just like, in just sports in general, his take just kind of irked me. He's more fixated on like his suits and like just him dressing a certain way, which, I mean, brother, the suits, of course the suits look nice. They're very, very expensive, but you're not putting that on. Stephen A. Smith has the body of a Christmas turkey. Like, brother, like he's talking about how good, like his his ego and his arrogance is just feeding into his delusion, and I just feel like his time is coming. Like you got Shannon Sharp just killing the game. Like I more so like when Stephen A takes a day off and Shannon Sharp is like kind of running the show. I feel like it runs a lot more smoothly, in my opinion. So Stephen A. Smith, he thinks that he's irreplaceable. Brother, you are an employee of ESPN. Everybody is replaceable. So remember that before you continue to come at Kawhi Leonard, because at the end of the day, Kawhi Leonard is going to take his bag, bring it home to his wife and to his family, and they're going to be fine. Because when Kawhi Leonard, if he invests his money well, when he retires, and that day may be soon, it may not be soon, he's going to be okay. He's not going to need to work under a big corporation faction like ESPN. He can go, and because Kawhi Leonard, we know for a fact he's not going to be like in the media commentating on games. He's not going to do that.
Once he's gone, he's gone.
But at the end of the day, if the brother is happy, that's really what's important. So Stephen A. Smith, please remember that. Take heed to that. And honestly, it just makes me want to root for Kawhi Leonard even more. Like guys like Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving. Like, just think about it like this: if Kawhi Leonard were to leave the Los Angeles Clippers and go to the Los Angeles Lakers and help them win the championship, bet Stephen A. Smith's tune would change.
I agree with that.
So,
also, I didn't like with the whole New Balance thing. He said something about how he either wasn't there for an interview or commercial or something.
No, he said that there was a commercial that they filmed and Kawhi Leonard didn't talk. Like he was in the commercial, but the kids were talking. Stephen A. Smith, that's a part of marketing. The thing is, like, this is how you market people like Kawhi Leonard. He doesn't talk. People talk for him. That's a thing. See, Stephen A. Smith, he talks about a lot of things that he doesn't really know anything about. It's kind of like that Skip Bayless thing. Stephen A. Smith, sometimes it's really just the right thing to just shut the fuck up. Pardon my language. I'll bleep that out. But, bro, I'm done. I'm done.
You got anything else to say, Kevin? Hey, man. We had to have a little vent session about Stephen A. Smith. And
Get him off the air.
Yeah. Sir, you got to come with something better than that, man.
We don't need your bombastic takes. Anybody can do that. Austin Rivers did that. Like, it's easy to be bombastic. Like Stephen A. Smith gets paid to yell on television and be wrong. He has all of these guys, these analysts that come on that are knowledgeable about the sport, and they should be schooling this fool, just schooling him on air. Like, bro really gets paid to be loud.
Hey, man, Kyrie, Kawhi, hey, we staying with y'all, man. Stephen A., we don't care about that BS, man.
Hey, man, I'm rocking with the introverts, man. I'm team introvert, bro.
Yeah, we rocking with y'all, for sure. All right, Kevin, you can.
Them things you cooking up.